Got him. Now, Tank. Now.
Welcome to your doom.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
It's silent. Yeah. It's silent in the first name, but overpronounced in the second name.
It's emphasized in the second name.
Yeah.
I think I had the stats for him.
No, seriously, like, how do you say it? Because I know
carefully.
Yeah. Well, no, like, you know, every single broadcaster can be like, number 32.
Yeah.
You know, because they're not going to say, like, dude, they're going to lose their job.
Well,
is it Noah? Because I know they hit it with a hard K, right? Noah.
You always got to miss on purpose. It's Kanega. Kanega is what we're going with.
All right. I mean,
it's going to be called a Tiger from now on.
Yeah. I mean, that's better than ending it with ER.
No, the proper is Noah K. This is just like the Brewers used to have Niger Morgan. I remember there was one specific announcer that hit it wrong that day, and he was out.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They.
Yeah. It was Niger Morgan. I feel like they just started being like, Mr. Morgan, round second.
Oh man, yeah. So did he get drafted or like?
I think he's just a high school. Probably got the stats here. Fill the time while I look it up here.
Actually, his name's Noah. I have a good joke for you. All right, so you know Noah's Ark, right?
Yes.
So why did Noah never go fishing? I mean, he's got all that water, right? You know why he didn't go fishing, Tony?
No, why?
He only had 2 worms.
Welcome to the Non-Essentials Podcast. This is the last episode, episode 132.
I jumped a shark with that one?
I believe it's Noah Kanega.
Kanega? Okay.
Yeah, he was, RG3. Do you know who that is? Robert Griffin III.
Nope.
What? He's kind of turned into a sports talk guy, but he kind of spearheaded it.
Huh.
And it wasn't as funny as was it a couple weeks ago?
I'll be honest with you. I saw that name, and I thought it was a joke.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, even just the first name, Noah. Like, hey, you know a guy? Yeah, I do. You know, like.
Yeah, it does flow. I never even thought it did flow into that.
Yeah, so I thought it was like a fake name.
Listeners, if you want, you can look it up. It's Noah Kanega. He is a high schooler.
Yeah, but do it for the YouTube viewers or something.
It does remind me a week or two ago, it was a sports broadcaster for Lank. And the broadcaster was saying this was an athlete's like charitable foundation. And he's like, it stands for Let a Naysayer Know. And then they panned out, and there was like 4 guys on the panel with him. They're like, "Oh my God, I thought this was happening right now." And it was cool because he was like very true blue. He didn't know. He had to like assemble the pieces. So,
yeah. Well, my name is Adam Naysayer Riley.
Jake Kanega Bussy.
Yeah. This is episode 132. So thank you very much for tuning in. Who are we sponsored by today?
Sponsored by the Comedy Cabin.
There we go. Where can they get their Comedy Cabin tickets?
You can get it at cabinlaughs.com, and also I believe you can get this cool merch.
Ensemble, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think we're rounding 1 year now, too, so I thought it'd be cool to...
I think it is their 1 year, January 20th or something like that.
It's coming up here?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know that, I believe they have Michael Ian Black this month, and then Ben Bailey next month, so it's going to be cool stuff.
Yeah, I'll be down there.
Yep, so there you go.
All right, so I wanted to go into a Cat Williams, but the thing is, it's like, have you seen the Cat Williams thing?
I've seen you see it.
Okay.
Like, I walked by plenty of times as it was playing on the TV.
Sure.
I played it a couple times.
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
it's like a 3-hour-long thing, and I got a bunch of stuff here, but I was just going to, like, pepper it, much like the Pornhub stats from last episode. Like, a lot happened, a lot went down. Yeah, but basically... Just to like set it up for anyone that doesn't know, he was on Club Shay Shay, which I know Adam loves. This is Shannon Sharp's podcast. I actually like the way it's set up. It's very nice looking. There's like 2 chase lines. It's very comfortable.
I liked it. You know what? You know what bothered me though is that like the interview. What's his name?
Shannon Sharp.
And that guy is like so well built.
Yeah.
Like if I were to put that outfit on, you would just see my belly button and my tits.
Yeah.
Like I hate that.
Yeah.
Like,
every part. He's a giant muscle.
Dude. Yeah. I was like, come on, man. You look like carved out of marble.
Yeah.
And
He was the opposite of me in every regard. Like including he was wearing shoes without socks. That was like the other
fucking
thing.
Cool, dude.
Sure.
Let's take our socks off.
So anyways, Club Shay Shay is his podcast, and he invited Cat Williams on. And basically, Cat Williams came on mostly about I got the guy here.
Well, I know he came out. He was like hammering like his colleagues.
It was for Ricky Smiley was like the initial thing. I guess Ricky Smiley came on there, and if you watch Friday After Next, Ricky Smiley played the Santa Claus in there. But he came on there and he basically claimed that he was supposed to play the pimp, that Cat Williams played, and Cat Williams did not take that kindly, so he came in hot and drunk. And
I think he goes, I remember he goes, you think you're going to have a 5'5", 143-pound black man play Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I was like, I don't think they would. Like, that's...
Yeah, so he came in, and I just got a bunch of like random facts about it, but I loved it. I'll just hit it with like my favorite fact. It was towards the end, and I haven't heard anybody talk about this, so I'm going to talk about it. They're talking about Kanye West, and okay, so you know, so the whole thing with Kanye West, I do agree with the point where he's like, we know he has mental health issues, and then we're paying attention to him. Like, that's not fair. And on top of that, like, he married a whore, and at this moment, Shannon Sharp kind of pulled back. He's like, oh. He looked around, and then Cat Williams, almost in a moment where we're like, oh, is he going to go back on that? He goes, hold on. Well, what I meant to say is that he knew she was a whore before he married her, and that's what he wanted. And then when he was done with her, she went to Pete Davidson, and then Pete Davidson didn't even want her. So what does that say about the product when it's not good enough for Pete Davidson?
I do. Well, it's funny that you say that because I did see like I saw a Kim Kardashian fact that she has a glam clause. Have you heard of this?
No.
Anybody? Tony? No.
Was that in Friday After Next too?
No.
Ricky Smiley played the glam clause?
I guess the way I understand it is that Kim Kardashian has a glam clause, which means that if she is somehow incapacitated to where she is not able to care for herself or do whatever, be cognizant or whatnot, someone will fucking do her makeup and her hair and make sure she's dressed nicely.
It should be called the Cosby clause. I mean, I guess that's a good clause. It's
just like, I want to look real good as a vegetable. You know, like I don't get it.
Oh, that's what like if she
like if she's like comatose or like something happens to her brain aneurysm, her brain explodes and she's in a wheelchair, like she's gonna look super fuckable still.
It's probably harder to pull the plug on a good-looking chick. Yeah. I mean, pretty privileged.
Oh man.
So, I'll just kind of, I'll sprinkle these in whenever we go in like a weird, dull moment. I'll just throw a weird, basically I'll bring up the comic that he talked about and what he said about him.
Okay.
So that'd be a fun little game.
Well, I mean, I think with Cat, I did not know this, but I guess Cat Williams is a member of Mensa and has been like a member of Mensa. And we talked about Mensa a couple years ago, but that's for plebes like me and who, you know, like we would never rate, but it's the Genius Club essentially, you know. And he's been a member of Mensa since he was like 10, and I believe he takes a test like every 6 months to stay a member.
I could see that. I mean, he did talk about that. The problem with listening to him is like at the same time your truth meter was kind of going off, your bullshit meter was also going off because
he said he read 3,000 books a year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like Johnny Five.
Well, he was like, he was like nonfiction too. I'm like, oh, boring ones. Like he did say he read like the encyclopedia. I'd be like, how about 3,000 chapters a year? That'd be a doable thing, I think.
Pages.
There you go. Yeah. That's
Are they pop-ups?
Yeah.
Words.
Yeah. 3,000 tweets. Yeah. Now down to my mental level, which is
there you go. Oh man. No. Okay, so I have to tell you one of my favorite stories this week that I've gotten to see, that I came across is Okay, so I'm just gonna say, for those of you that know us, myself and Jake, we're both avid outdoorsmen, right? Now, Jake, after spending time in the woods, what is something you tend to do?
Go back inside.
Go back inside. No, I'm being serious. Like you know, like what do you do? Like if it's summer, or you do it to your dog, or you do it to yourself.
Oh, the dog ticks. Right?
Okay, yep. And actually, the reason why I'm saying this is because Jake just sent, like, was it this summer that you sent it? You got a tick bite on your stomach and you sent it into the lab or something?
Yeah, it was a deer tick. Basically, it was on you. And the nice thing is you can just get the tick, send it, and the test. It had limes in it. So then I got to the doctor to get a head start on basically get an antibiotic. The stupid thing was the doctor was like, let's see if symptoms show up. I'm like, can you just give me the fucking thing?
That's like, I think I got the clap. You're like, well, let's see you piss fire first. And then we'll give you antibiotics.
You haven't learned yet.
There we go. All right. So anyway, besides Lyme's disease, are you familiar with, so yes, we're talking about ticks, right?
Okay.
So besides Lyme disease, are you familiar with TBE?
No.
Well, the Czech Republic is lousy with ticks. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Really
get
clever
lousy?
pun.
Okay,
We still
there
got that
we go.
pun award there. It's up there.
Yeah, there it is. Grab the. Oh, it is. I was nervous. I grabbed the fart one.
Yeah.
Yes, the punniest. Okay,
Yeah,
so
when
anyway.
Adam's funniest, he gets tickled.
Yeah.
All right, go.
All right. So anyway, and so for those of you that aren't getting it, the word lousy means louse, right? Lousy with louse. So anyway, lousy with lice.
Don't worry about the ones not getting it.
Yeah. So anyway, so TBE, it's tick-borne. Oh my God, encephalitis.
Yeah.
Okay, so tick-borne encephalitis is a brain swelling condition transmitted by ticks. TBE can TBE can lead to personality changes and psychosis in advanced stages. Now, disturbing tick-related incidents happen a lot in the Czech Republic, which
Sure.
I did not know that. But this particular one involved a priest.
Okay.
Locals became aware of the incident when the clergyman failed to attend a planned meeting. The paramedics entered his home and found him unconscious in a pool of blood. The Czech priest had sliced off his own penis with a knife, leading to concerns about his mental state.
Never going in the woods again.
So the injured priest was brought to the local emergency room where the doctors observed additional genital injuries. So I guess he was just
What? Like,
hacking.
it's tick removal.
It's just one of those like keys.
Tick.
Do you think he?
Yeah, like
not,
a tick.
not dick.
Yeah. Thank God he didn't burn it off like
well,
my uncle used to.
I don't know. Like, I mean, it's the Czech Republic. Did they hear T's as D's?
Maybe.
One of those cards or whatever. One of those like V-shaped cards.
So can I ask, did this help the encephalitis?
Well,
He's like, that's it.
Okay, so anyway, so the injured priest was brought to the local emergency room where doctors observed additional genital injuries.
Wait, was there a tick on the end of a dick that he cut off?
Man,
Like,
no, but this sounds like a Dr. Seuss thing right now.
Sure.
Or what's that, like a bump on a log in the bottom of the seat? Or whatever.
Fucking, what chapter of Fox and Socks is this?
It's all the places you go.
Yeah.
To the Czech Republic, you cut your dick off. All right, so due to his condition, he was placed in an induced coma on a ventilator for 10 days. The comatose state of the priest.
The condition of not having a dick anymore. Like, we got to calm him down.
Ma'am, you're now a nun.
It's a demotion.
You need to be on a ventilator. Anyway, so
I got to call the Pope, find out how many Hail Marys this one is.
So the comatose state of the priest posed difficulties in determining the events leading up to the incident, leaving the authorities and medical professionals puzzled.
I bet you can need Dexter on this one.
Oh man, just like looking for blood splatter.
He was erect when he removed it. His dark passenger is just like, yeah.
Yeah. Non-dominant hand. I see. All right. So the doctors identified viral damage to the patient's nervous system. I should be laughing at this. Linking it to the TBE, right? Now, so
I mean, maybe he also had TB. Maybe this was nothing to do with the tick. That's like, oh, he had you're doing the barnyard fallacy. Like you're drawing bullseyes around the bullet holes.
Yeah, you draw the target after the.
That was clear. The tick's like, forward.
Yeah,
Got
that's
another
the,
one.
Remember the motorcycle accident guy? Like that was COVID. Okay. Anyway, so and then I've got this. Man, I'll be honest with you. I wrote this pun out, and I'm really upset because like it just is funnier when you read it because I put check, as in CZECH, right?
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so make sure you check yourself before you wreck yourself, or you'll never erect yourself because like that dude is never gonna get a boner again because of a tick. It just blows my mind.
Altar boys are safe.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Oh, man, I saw this meme recently where it's like, there's a picture of Epstein with the Pope, and they're like, and someone commented, oh, great. Now someone's going to start confusing the Catholic Church with pedophilia. Oh, man. Oh, dude, I know I've told this on the story before, but speaking of tick stuff, I remember I was in upstate New York as a kid, and up in Saugerties, and I was probably, I don't know, like 8 or 9 or something like that. And I looked down, and I'm like, and I guess I already kind of spoiled the story here, but I looked down, I'm like, what the hell is that? And I'm kind of like, picking at it, and I'm like, that's not going away, you know?
Yeah.
And I look down, and I'm like, I don't really know what to do. So I call my mom, and my mom goes, she walks into the bathroom, she goes, ooh.
It's like, that's
Hold
a
on
penis.
second. Yeah. Sir. So and then she leaves, right? And then she comes back, brings her husband at the time. He looks down, starts busting up laughing, right?
Definitely a penis.
Yeah. And then he, I mean, this is very something something about Mary moment here. Then because I'm sitting on the toilet. I'm like a little boy sitting on the toilet and like waiting, and then he brings in his parents, right? So it's my and then they start laughing. I'm like, I remember even as a child, like before, I didn't even swear, but I remember thinking like, what the fuck is this?
Then they brought in a Czech priest.
Yeah,
They're like, we'll get rid of it for you.
Yeah. I don't even know how to do a Czech accent, but I'm assuming it's New Jersey.
Hi, I'm a Czech priest.
Hi, I'm a Czech priest. So
Driver missing.
No,
You know?
so there we are. Like, so then they decide, they're like, well, let's start. So they strike match heads to start burning the fucking the tick off my scrotum.
This is how you get a this is how you get a kink.
So there I am.
I've never came
40
that
years later, dragging my balls through ticks.
Actually, I think it's strange it was New York because
Right, upstate New York, yeah.
But do you know where Lyme's disease supposedly came from? Conspiracy
Isn't
theory?
it like Lime County or something?
Lime County, New York,
yeah.
where there's like a level 4 tick lab. Shadows of COVID.
Yeah.
Shadows.
Well, I
of,
wanted to say that like
of
no.
what's
Remember, they're like, well, why are you calling it the why are you saying it's from why are you what is it like why are you saying it's from China or calling it the Chinese virus? He goes, because it's from China.
Yeah. Well, I remember that one meme where it's like, name a city that changed your life, and then yeah.
Oh man. So anyway, so that's the story about a priest's penis and my balls. I guess.
Let's stick with the other weird story of the week that's somewhat similarly connected with religion. Did you watch the Jewish tunnel? The Jewish tunnel.
I saw
thing
the
in
headlines.
New York?
I saw the headlines, and I did not. Okay, honestly, well, I like most people get your news from memes, and so I saw.
You sense it there, then you check it.
Yeah, no, I saw the thing, and I was like, all right, I'll laugh at that because it was literally said like secret tunnel in Jewish synagogue, blah blah blah, like discovered, and then it had like a picture. Someone had posted just a guy going, "There's nothing but foreskins down here."
Yeah, very Onion article. But then it wasn't. It was the video I saw when I was like, what is this? It's there was a picture of a very Hasidic Jew crawling up out of a sewer grate. And it was a guy filming
a real photo?
There's a video. The guy's like, he's very skittish. Like, he was like, how did I get
skittish and Yiddish?
Yeah. He was like, how he had a very like, where am I? And then he skittered out, and I don't think it was the guy taking the video, but someone had got a hold of it, and
This is a real video?
Yeah, and the guy was like,
No
what?
way. Are you gonna put it up for YouTube viewers?
Yeah, he's like, what in the Jewish Ninja Turtles is going on? Jewish and a half shell. So from there, I was like,
That's really
I go to
funny.
Google, I'm like, Jewish Ninja Turtle. Nothing came up. But then it's just like, tunnels found in New York. So basically, what had happened, I got a couple articles here.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So this is from the AP News. A historic Brooklyn synagogue that serves as a center of influential Hasidic Jewish movement was trashed this week during an unusual community dispute that began with the discovery of secret tunnel and ended in a brawl between worshipers and police.
I did see that. I saw there was like a full-blown, because there was like, they were fighting the police. Or no, I didn't see it, but I heard about it.
It looked like a bunch of guys at a porn stash, and they were trying to burn it, and they all decided not to let them because they all jumped in. They started tearing panels off it. 10 people got arrested for like misdemeanor charges but they're all this is a very Hasidic sect. It was called the Chabad. So I'm like, what's the Chabad? It's the Chabad Lubavitch. I'm very sorry about the pronunciation with that and Kaniga movement in the Crown Heights, which is a deeply revered, revered Jewish site.
The YouTube AI is just firing right now.
Yeah, they're like, they have like 60 views. It's fine. It's fine. Let that little cult. So, anyways, a deeply revered Jewish site that each year receives thousands of visitors and has a Gothic revival facade, which has inspired replicas around the world.
Cool.
So I'm like, all right, cool. But basically, what they can find out is that these tunnels were dug without permission.
Were there any tuggles in the tunnels?
And basically, the rumor had gotten out, like in the neighborhood, that there's this weird tunnels and so people showed up for like inspections, and they closed down to see if there was any structural damage to the property, and they really still haven't found out the exact purpose. It seems like
So was it all within the property line? That's what I'm curious about. Like, was it all within like, I guess, the pins of the property lines, or was it like going underneath like neighboring?
I think it was kind of going underneath city type structures, or at least connecting to them.
Can I say this, that like I could also very easily think that it was nothing nefarious. It was probably just, I don't want to say escape tunnels, but like, I don't know. I would have tunnels if I had the money and resources to have tunnels. Would you?
I think this just
I would do
no.
tunnels.
It's not a resource thing. I think it's like almost like an Amish thing, to where these people are so all into it. It sounded like they wanted more room for their followers, and they were just like, well, we could just make a tunnel here to put more people in.
Yeah, I guess as long as you're not like creating future sinkholes.
Yeah. So
I don't really have a problem with it.
It's got the passageway is believed to have started in the basement of an empty apartment building behind the headquarters, snaking under a series of offices and lecture halls before eventually connecting to the synagogue, according to Madi Sigelson, a spokesperson for the Chabad. He characterized its construction as a rogue act of vandalism committed by a group of misguided young men, which sounds like part of the community. They weren't supposed to do it. Probably hiding porn. Something. There was like a soiled mattress. This is where it got in trouble because like they pulled the mattress out there with a clear shit stain right in the middle. It was like while the cops were fighting.
That is not kosher.
He condemned the, quote, the extremists who broke through the wall in the synagogue, vandalizing the sanctuary in an effort to preserve their unauthorized access. And then it got really weird and conspiracy after that.
Well, I mean, I think anything is going to turn into that if you have those kind of like key terms added. You know,
the strangeness.
like you know, when you say Jewish and secret tunnels and everything like that. Yeah. But I really don't think there was anything. I mean, I'm granted I wasn't there, but but I wouldn't think that it would be anything really nefarious.
Well, this is one thing I did hate. It was someone clarified this, and it goes, in reality, the explanation of the tunnels was at least somewhat more. Then he used a word that I didn't want to look up. It was to prove that he knew that word. He meant normal.
What's the word?
Quotations.
Crustaceans.
You know, it basically meant
they can't eat that.
It meant every day. But this is what he said. He goes, the tunnel wasn't really tunnels at all, but one 8-foot wide, 5-foot tall, 60-foot long passage dug out from under. Sounds like a fucking tunnel.
Yeah, that's a tunnel.
Like that's a big fucking tunnel.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Mike Rothschild,
but only 5 foot tall. That's a back, dude. Charlie, how tall are you? 6'4"? Yeah.
There's not a lot of 6'4" Jews in New York.
I don't know. I've seen the Glorious Bastards, man.
It's New York though. It's basically a big series of boxes sagging together. Like there's no grass. There's not fresh air. But. So Mike Rothschild, author of the book, and the book's name is weird. Jewish Space Lasers, The Rothschilds, and 200 Years of Conspiracy. He said no relation to the famous family. Says the onslaught of anti-Semitic conspiracy theories about the tunnel was particularly concerning in light of the dramatic spike in misinformation on X since 2022 acquisition by Elon Musk, which resulted in the gutting of its trust and safety team, which is just kind of like someone crawled right up and just to make it a political point immediately.
Of course. Well, and honestly, I personally think that kind of stuff just comes down to clicks.
Yeah.
You know, like you throw enough words in there because, like, I don't. To me, I'm the one guy like with my fist in the ocean, the ebb and
yeah.
You know, I'm like I won't. You know, I'm not clicking. You know, like I'll Google it and read this title some other way, but I'm not clicking on your.
it does kind of seem like if you're the new family in town, like stop doing weird shit for a little bit, because it's just like, you know, if you have any of the knowledge of the past things said about the Jews, like they used to be called rats.
Oh, I suppose.
You know what I mean? And it's like this is some rat ass shit that you're doing, like just crawling around the sewer. Like it just seems beneath us, literally beneath you guys.
They were trained by a rat.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the Ninja Turtle? Ninja Turtle thing again? I like it. Speaking of, actually.
Adam's like, I'll get us out of here. I appreciate it.
No, I just have to say, you guys have reminded me of two. I have to go back to the priest guy. You've reminded me of two separate penis jokes. Okay.
After the Jewish thing, you're like, hold on.
No.
We're going back.
We'll go back to Catholicism and to the priest. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. So the first one is this guy? He's driving this in his vehicle, and his his wife's next to him. He's got his dick out. He's wagging at her. She's upset with him. She grabs the dick, cuts it off, throws it out the window, right?
Okay.
It hits the windshield of the car behind them. For a second, it hits the windshield and then slides off. Well, man driving his young daughter, he saw what it was. He doesn't want to subject his daughter to that, So the daughter's like, what was that? He's like, it was a bug. She goes, that bug had a really big dick. Anyway,
I said it brings up a good point. Well, and this isn't. I haven't heard this. What do you do with a discarded dick?
I think I don't want it to go to waste.
That's what I mean.
I've talked for years that I would want to do like a sky burial. You know what I mean? Like
throw it to a bald eagle.
Yeah, throw it to a crow.
You're gonna be like the birds around your house. They come back to kill.
They got a taste for dick.
Not here. My neighbor's suntans
You are
every
in
day.
luck. There is a town about 3 miles away.
There was an attack in the YMCA locker room.
Oh man. Anyway, okay.
Actually, you did remind me of something. Do you know there's another cicada summer coming up?
The penis getting thrown up to a crow mid-flight.
Yeah, it'll connect.
Reminded you of.
It'll connect.
All right.
So,
It's like, remember that Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the Pepe Silva with the yarn wall?
we'll get there.
Okay, let's hear
But
it.
so, anyways, with cicadas, you know what their lifespans are?
17 years underground, like 8 minutes above.
Right. But there's two types. There's a 13-year and a 17-year.
Okay.
And basically, 13 years underground, 17 years, and the idea is like they all emerge at once, and there's not enough predators to get them all, so it's kind of like a defense mechanism thing.
Okay.
But what's interesting is 13.
It's like when all the nerds are gonna rush Area 51.
Exactly. Yeah. They can't stop us all. I still wish the government would have done something hilarious and just load warehouses with every extra alien from a movie.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
let a nerd drag
Have they
an ET.
never seen like a 50 cal?
Yeah. Dude, if you were behind a 50 cal, you're like, I can't shoot a guy in Naruto running.
I could.
Dude, his arms would just keep flying. So, because it's 13 and 17 years, these are both prime numbers, meaning they're only divisible by the multiplication of the self, which is 221. So what this means is there hasn't been a simultaneous hatching of both types since I think it was 18. I think it was
So we're gonna get overrun.
early. So I thought it was everywhere. It's not. It's in Indiana. It's happening. But
fuck them.
they are going to get overrun. And
Hoosiers.
basically the difference is like one type is like the green-eyed one, and the other type is like the red-eyed one, but it's going to be like loud as shit. And this is where it comes full circle. The
Do
female,
they go at night?
the females don't make noise because they don't have the organs to do it.
Just all pussy. It's all pussy, no vocal cords.
Right. So, but that I don't know if it's vocal cords, but that's what I'm hoping. It's
Just
like I'm
cicada
hoping.
What?
What is
Sounds
it?
hot, dude.
What's one be like?
I'm
Is
gonna
it the
be honest with
male?
you.
Is it the male organ making that noise? Because if the women aren't equipped to do it,
It's just all dudes like, what the fuck?
well, no, it's all dick noises. Like the women can't make noises.
Oh, just
that's
strumming it?
That's where so that's where it comes back to your bug dick.
Tummy slapping it.
It's just like it's a ghetto mating call.
Yo,
Just helicopter.
Yeah. I like it. No,
I never thought I could connect bug dick, but there it is. I'm like,
No, I appreciate that. Man, because I remember grabbing when cicadas, I
Yeah.
loved like,
the shells.
you.
And they do come out every year, but it's like big hatches. There was one called the brood hatch, I think, out in Philadelphia, and it was it's a problem when it happens because they're everywhere.
It's like those streets. Was it like in
The crabs.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
yeah.
You already know.
And they just run them over. We don't.
Who gives a fuck?
We don't care at all. It's a numbers game. Enough
Yeah.
of them make it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I gotta tell you something about. I did not know that they do this, so I'm just gonna go right into this.
Okay.
But I love the idea of recycling waste, right?
Sure.
And I mean,
Like
I'm
penises.
recycling penises
Yeah.
to crows. So, anyways, no, like I'm that kind of weirdo that like I will wash my plasticware. I don't like to use it just once. I like to use it a couple times until the tines of the fork break off, and I'm like, oh,
I don't do that.
So anyway,
I make straws and give it to turtles. So I don't care.
Yeah.
You guys
So anyway,
gotta learn to do Coke. I don't tell you, like, don't do the whole straw.
Yeah. So with that being said, I love the idea of recycling waste and finding new ways to get rid of like excessive shit, right? You know, because just the movie Wall-E kind of sticks out, right? It's just gonna be a giant landfill. Well, a UK-based aviation company, Firefly Green Fuels, has done just that. Do you know what sustainable aviation fuel is, Jake?
I imagine it's fuel that's reusable
And sustainable, right?
Yeah.
For aviation.
Yeah.
What context clues? Just he's followed by breadcrumbs. So
That's good marketing.
It's more commonly known as SAF, right? Sustainable aviation fuel.
Okay.
SAF is a fuel from feedstocks. Feedstock is any raw material used to supply fuel to a machine or industrial process.
Okay.
Okay. Now, SAF is a non-petroleum based renewable fuel from food waste and yard waste portions of municipal solid waste.
Is this poop?
It's always poop with me. Come on, you know it's poop.
This is poop.
You know it's gonna be poop.
You can
I'm
church.
talking.
You can church it up all you want.
Yeah,
this
seriously.
is shit plane.
Like any listener who's doing their bingo card right now, like, well, severed dick and poop.
Yeah.
Adam's talking. There we go. So anyway, so
Fucking chemtrails.
so they thank you for following my breadcrumbs. They have developed a jet fuel made entirely from human shit.
Is this Spirit Airlines?
No, they just are shit.
Yeah.
So
Just hooks up to the engines. You're like, you have to go to the bathroom or we're gonna die.
like they're just feeding you X-Lax.
Yeah. The transcontinental flight.
Still
Talking to you, big man.
still charging you.
We don't want
for
to be
it,
like
too.
alive.
Yeah. Oh man. Okay. So, but all joking aside, I do think it's super interesting, right? That to the point to where the International Air Transport Association, the IATA, estimates that the SAF could contribute to 65% of the reduction in emissions necessary for aviation sector to achieve a net zero by 2050. That's pretty cool, right?
Pretty
because-
shitty idea.
Yeah, yeah. There we go. But no, it is the shit, right? But
Yeah,
no,
it is- there you go.
But no, so like because you have people talk about like, well, yeah, you talk about climate change, but you're flying in your private jet, here and there, right?
Sure.
But like, if you're able to literally, because there's plenty of human shit everywhere,
Sure.
right? If you're able to harness that power and then like you have a zero footprint carbon emission, that's pretty good.
Can we get bags and make a little cash?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'll gladly contribute. FedEx is gonna hate me.
It's like when you get solar panels and tie back into the grid.
Yeah. Like, doing my fart.
Doing my shart. So anyway, SAF burns similarly to traditional jet fuel during the flight, but has a lower overall carbon footprint in its production cycle, as it often is derived from plants that absorb through carbon dioxide while alive. The Firefly CEO, James Highgate, sees sewage as an untapped resource for SAF, emphasizing its abundance globally and the lack of current value.
All joking aside, this is a great idea.
No, it's a great
Yeah.
idea. Making it a potential valuable raw material. And like all I can think of is like, man, dude, the fucking streets of San Francisco are just lined with gold right now.
We can get in on the brown floor.
Oh man, you wrecked my joke for later. All right, so anyway, no, it's okay. Oh man. It's literally my next joke. All right, so fuck you.
You had brown floor.
I didn't, but that's better than mine. Because, I wanted to say that because San Francisco is literally in an actual shithole. But I said, the beauty of this company going green by going brown. Yeah. All right. So, however, when it comes to the aircraft I'm personally flying, and I would prefer regular jet fuel, in the tank. And I'm sorry, I want regular jet fuel in the tank, and I want regular shit in the toilet. Like, I don't want to
Not
mix
me.
the two of those.
Dude, sign me up. I want to crop dust the nation.
No. I get it, but I'm saying, like, it's too new. It's too
Yeah.
new. You know what I mean? I need a couple of Hindenburgs.
Dude, I don't want to
blow
survive
up.
the crash.
Just like coming out like Carrie, but shit. and like, go ahead.
The firemen come up and they're just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." They kill you.
A Halligan to the ear.
Just you're leaning into the axe. It tastes like everywhere.
Is there a corn festival? It's not ethanol.
Crashed in a river. Ah, it's clogged. This is why this idea would never get off the ground. Every investors meeting is amazing. Oh, they keep trying to be serious on stage. The bioavailability of the poop. Some asshole in the back laughs. It's a very serious subject, sir.
You're crying, dude.
I'm crying. Actually, isn't that 4 times a week men are supposed to cry? That's how I get there. Fucking dicks cut off and poop jokes. I'm not thinking about grandma. This is healthy.
Oh, man. Well, there's my ab workout. Okay, so anyway.
How do I invest?
However, man, you wrecked my... I'm so off topic here. Okay, so, however...
Yeah.
I want to say that my regular jet fuel in the tank and my regular shit in the toilet. And I said, don't get me wrong. My tempo is so fucked up now. Okay, so anyway. So don't get me wrong. I would like have a lawnmower powered with shit, right? You know, if I could just pinch a loaf into it every once in a while to keep it going.
That'd be nice.
But
my snowblower.
Or maybe, like a moped. Something I could like coast to stay still. But like I don't want like a plane. You know, like you can't coast.
I'm just saying, here's my hope. When the porta potty is filled, it just goes back to home base.
like a Roomba is running low on bed.
And it just drops it into a big collective tank and it comes back down. It's a free service now. We need the poop.
Man, just take it to India. Dude, India is like a developing country, but there's so much shit in the streets. It's like San Francisco, but only not as bad. Yeah,
I like that. Do you want to should we spice it up with the catfish?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I got a catfish in here.
Yeah, we haven't laughed enough. Let's do that.
Yeah, all right. So, okay, for listeners.
Honestly, I have to say, aside from like the occasional poop joke, I really didn't think it was gonna be that funny.
It's always funny. Always.
It really is. But like I was like, going green by going brown. And then that was it. That was the killer. And then like Jake's crying over here.
The whole board has brown suits.
Like UPS is like, no, that's our logo. That's our slogan.
Or brown and yellow. Oh God. God damn.
Just knocked over.
Gwyneth's pussy.
Jake just knocked over the candle. It smells like Gwyneth Paltrow's pussy. All right. All right, what do you got?
Right.
You got a catfish?
Okay,
You want to describe how a catfish goes for new listeners?
So new listeners that haven't watched before, basically what this is one truthful headline is hidden inside of 2 bullshit ones that I made up. This is from a fun game Adam made up 4 years ago at this point, where I basically showed up with really stupid articles and I didn't know they were fake. So I'm going to read 3 headlines and I want to hear your guesses. All right, number 1. Gambit sex hazing frat house suspended for inserting paddles into pledges. Okay.
Thank you, sir. May I have another?
No. Number 2. Rogue daycare workers busted for allegedly running child fight ring.
This is your first time to P4K. You have to fight.
The first rule of child fight.
That's child's play.
Is they can't talk yet. It's Child's Fight Club. Okay. All right. Number 3. Jubilee fireworks celebration results in 9-story apartment complex to partially burn over New Year's.
Is that an X-Men reference?
Yeah.
So that was you got my
Jubilee.
Yeah, but
Oh, I get it.
Yep.
I didn't get the other ones, but I got the Jubilee.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, X-Men.
Yeah, nice.
So,
Who's your favorite X-Men?
I like Gambit. I don't know why. I don't even know why. I see it now and I'm like, I still like him.
Aren't you not supposed to say Caitlyn Jenner?
Gambit?
Ah,
I don't get it.
X-Men.
Oh, I don't see color. Okay, so what guesses are we going with? Do you want to hear them again real quick?
I'm gonna read them again.
Okay, number 1, Gambit sex hazing frat house suspended for inserting paddles into pledges. Number 2, rogue daycare workers busted for allegedly running child fight ring. Number 3, Jubilee fireworks celebrations result in 9-story apartment complex to partially burn over New Year's.
Now that you've read them again, I want to commend you on the theme. That was beautifully done.
Oh, thank you.
Now, anyone that knows me knows that Fight Club is one of my favorite movies. So I'm gonna take the bait. I'm going to say I'm going to want it to be that one, and I'm going to take your bait, obviously. Here we go, right?
Oh, there you go. We got a 1. We got a 1. We got a 3. All right. And I will say, I do want this to be a movie. The first rule of Baby Fight Club. Yeah. So the answer, police said South Carolina daycare teachers, Serena Caldwell, 56, and Erica Jones, 27, encouraged 14 3- and 4-year-olds to fight one another. 2 South Carolina daycare teachers.
I'd watch it.
I
is
would.
It weird? I'd watch it.
It's a new bum fights. Yeah.
Face one little baby has bum fights.
It's for a sandwich. It's a juice box.
Capri Sun.
Yeah. So, South Carolina daycare teachers face multiple charges for allegedly directing 3- and 4-year-olds in the care to fight each other and allowing the violence to proceed without correction, police said. Kids, Unlimited of Prosperity Daycare, that's the name of it, daycare employees, Erica Jones, 27.
You have a video of it?
Siandra
Caldwell, 50. Video of the little kids fighting? Oh, my God.
I'll put it up.
Put it for the YouTube video. Yeah. Thank you, Tony.
It was pretty good. To where I'm like,
pretty good. Little children fighting each other.
It's fucking Hulk smash.
No, I honestly, they're watching the video out there. All right, that makes it cute again. It's an Avengers. No, I was worried you had seen that one, so I was just like, I still gotta bring this one out.
Huh? No, I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay,
we'll shove this in real quick. I was going to say, Cat Williams called out Steve Harvey, alleging he plagiarized the premise of Mark Curry's sitcom Hanging with Mr. Cooper for the Steve Harvey Show, and said Harvey couldn't be a movie star because he doesn't have range and looks like Mr. Potato Head. Yeah. Cat Williams facts. So
I saw a thing that Steve Harvey, I guess, when Bernie Mac was cast, I think in Ocean's 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
You saw this? So when Bernie Mac was cast in Ocean's 11, Steve Harvey, he was good buddies with Bernie Mac,
right? But
Steve Harvey got a hold of like the casting people were and said, "I'll do it for less."
Cat brought that up too.
Did he?
Yeah, because basically he really respected Bernie Mac, and he was like, you were mad. He was funnier than all of you, and basically they were saying like, because Steve Harvey wanted it to be like his tour, but he couldn't really make it because Bernie Mac was like funnier than him in the concept of, that's why kind of calling it the Kings of Comedy instead of like having your opener bury you.
Yeah. So, so obviously you guys already know this, but I guess like then Bernie Mac found out.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Bernie Mac found out that Steve Harvey like backstabbed him. Yeah. And then that would be like myself and you getting asked to do a podcast thing, and then like you, backdooring me or me backdooring you and be like, I'll do the podcast for less or something, whatever.
Less than nothing?
Yeah. We pay to do this. What the fuck? So anyway, with that being said, I don't know, it's just like I'm trying to like bring it on par with whatever, but it's like such a slight, and I get it. Yeah. So anyway, but what is not cutthroat is Dead City Coffee. There. Beautiful segue. So you can find Dead City Coffee. There's Dead City Coffee Roasters in Elkhorn, Wisconsin. You can find them online at deadcitycoffee.com, Instagram at Dead City Coffee, and Facebook at Dead City Coffee.
Excellent coffee.
Yeah, very good stuff. You can get whole bean or ground. And if
you still doing the promotion?
What's that?
It was like mention us and it's 20% more.
Yeah. I thought it was 25% more. We've been doing so well with these sponsorships.
It doesn't make any sense. He hates us.
We're really good. Yeah. So with that being said, if you live in Rock County, you can probably get your coffee delivered to you by Rocky. Yeah. So there you go. So look them up, deadseedroasters.com. Right. So I have to tell you, I've been seeing this thing going around Stephen Hawkins recently. I'm sure you have too, because I have been loving the memes.
I want to yell about it. I love it too.
I've been loving the memes, but I'm also a little conflicted because I'm not sure if we're all getting catfished.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, but I'm just gonna say it
What's
for
your take
anyone
on
that
it? Yeah.
anyone that doesn't know, or has had their head under a rock for the last couple weeks. Now obviously the Epstein list has come out, and people are getting like thrown under the bus, and fuck them all, right? But Epstein on Epstein's list was Stephen Hawking. Now, I guess there's apparently a doc that claims that Stephen Hawking liked to watch, and I quote, undressed midgets solve complex equations on a chalkboard that was set too high. And
I wouldn't mind seeing that either.
I'd watch it.
Like, all
Yeah.
judgment aside, I don't need a chair, Steven.
Well, I just like it because it's so specific. Like, it's such a, like, that's
He's just
so,
in the back. Ha, 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 ha. Look at them try.
I'm bricked up. But
The
no,
chalk looks enormous.
just like this.
He's like, pa.
Oh, man.
D.
But no, like, it's so specific because it's like,
Solve
hey,
equation for me. I'm sorry.
no, I like it. But it's like, hey, man, are you a tits man? You an ass man? No, I'm actually a undressed midget solving complex math equations kind of guy.
I'm also not a math equation guy, though,
Yeah,
so that
like,
tracks
hey.
definitely. Like,
Yeah.
the smarter you are, the more complex your kink. Ugh.
Ooh,
Ugh.
I didn't think about that, but
No,
but there
thanks.
probably is like
Yeah,
holy
Mensa.
shit. Yeah. But I do at least
Hey, you
have
got an Mensa. I'm sorry.
I do have to at least say this. Now, Hawking and several other scientists, because this is why he was on the flight log allegedly, Hawking and several other scientists attended a 5-day conference on Epstein's private island in the Caribbean in 2006 before the financier was even charged with sex trafficking of minors.
Okay.
So I guess there was like some big conference or whatever. So that's why his name was at least on
Sure.
the flight logs. And then of course, I mean, because lots of people are getting like kind of, I think people are almost fake doxing like celebrities, as far as
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, Jimmy Kimmel.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Jimmy
no,
Kimmel came out hard. And I got to say this, Jimmy Kimmel was on Epstein's island. I don't care. There was a bunch of videos of him doing it.
Wait, really?
Oh, yeah.
I thought that he said that he what?
Yeah, Jimmy
I
Kimmel.
know,
Jimmy
he
Kimmel helped Epstein set the whole thing up. I don't care. I don't like Jimmy Kimmel. Fuck him and Rodgers.
I don't like Jimmy Kimmel either, but I thought that
I'm
Jimmy
just
Kimmel
kidding. It's just funny to like.
but it's not true though.
No, not
Okay, that's what I thought because I was like I thought that Jimmy Kimmel was like
It is true that he
Vietnam.
blackfaced forever and then objectified women for a solid decade. And now he's on the other side, getting
Yeah.
mad at us for doing it.
yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm sorry. Please don't say that I'm blackfacing. He said,
No.
"You're like, oh, I'll objectify women.
yeah,
I'm not gonna blackface. I'm not a piece of shit."
don't pronounce that high school football player's name either. Caught the mic there.
Not even one eye roll from anyone.
No, can I get a little conspiracy theory with the whole Hawking Island thing?
Okay, sure.
I call it Hawking Island there, and that's the point. So like my one fear of it is that, and I do love it. I do love the memes I've seen. My favorite meme was the clip from Red Dragon where it's Philip Seymour Hoffman rolling down the street.
Engulfed in flames. It's like
And
Stephen
do-
Hawking's coming out of hell to defend himself.
Yeah. I died laughing when I saw that. I saw there was the Simpson one where Lisa gets kidnapped. And it's like he's one step ahead again.
I've been loving the memes.
Yeah.
I really have.
But my worry is there's lots of alive rich people on that list. And I'm just like, with these funny memes, I just cannot shake the feeling that powerful pedophilic people are making sure the joke is on a guy who's already dead. And that's
Yeah.
all people are going to remember.
yeah, I'll be honest with you, it's working on me. 'Cause
That's what
I've been laughing a lot.
And that's what I mean. It's like, because it's like funny people are, I think, getting like, here's one. How about Bill Gates? Bill Gates, billionaire Bill Gates. They're like 30, like Bill Clinton, lots of bills. Bills were passed on that island and came.
yeah.
But it's like Bill Clinton when
Those are
they're
coming and going.
Bill Clinton when they're like 20, it was like 25 times. It took me like 26 years to go to my grandma's house for Christmas because we didn't go that one year. Do you know how many times that is to go somewhere, to get on a plane, to fly? Like, fuck you. And they try to pass it off like, oh, Epstein was just nice giving the richest people in the world rides. Tim Dillon had an excellent rant. I cannot help but agree with him. But what fucking sucks about all this is every news broadcast talking about this list, every single one, the way they always start, they're like, now, this list in no way implies wrongdoing of any kind. Here's the thing. Yes, it fucking does. It doesn't prove wrongdoing, but it certainly implies it.
Yeah.
The implications are you were on this massive fucking island where apparently lots of pedophilic shit went down.
Well, they're not calling it pedophilia and scientific research island.
That's true.
So anyway.
But that's like end of rant, but it's just like I cannot get, if you want an absolutely fantastic rant. I really love Tim Dillon's podcast, but I think it was his most recent one where he goes into it, and it's mostly about the news, the way they're covering it, and he just nails it down beautifully of like we're all being convinced that like, oh no, it's not this big deal. And at the same time, we're all only focusing on the one guy that we can't try anymore. Dig him up. Hook him back, plug him in.
It's just the windows.
Fucking Clippy comes up. Looks like you're trying to get away with it.
Oh, man. Okay, so I have something that we haven't done in a while. It's a fear.
I have a fear of small people solving math equations on chalkboards now.
Okay,
so,
all right, new listeners, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give Jake a fear, and he's going to break it down. He's got his choice similar to the catfish game. He's got the real one and then 2 fake ones. He has to decide. And audience members and listeners, please play along. All right, so it is herpetophobia.
Herpetophobia?
Herpetophobia. HERPETOPHOBIA. Herpetophobia.
Can I make just a guess off the name before I hear any of the options? Is it scared that your partner loves their pet more than you?
All right, so number 1.
Okay.
Number 1, fear of reptiles.
Okay.
Number 2, fear of petting male dog stomachs.
Okay.
Number 3, fear of mouth sores and or contracting them.
Okay, that last one feels like bait because it sounds a lot like herpes. So I'm gonna step aside from that one.
You know why I blame women for that, right? They don't call it heepies. Yeah.
They do not.
We're having fun here, guys. All right, so herpetophobia. Number 1, fear of reptiles. Number 2, fear of petting male dog stomachs. Number 3, fear of mouth sores and or contracting them.
Okay, so the third one feels like a trap. The second one feels like it could be, but it also kind of feels like another trap for me. The one that doesn't make any sense to me is also I don't know the scientific name for reptile, so I'm going to go number 1. Number one. Deuce.
You have a fear of petting male dogs because their dicks in the way. That's why female dogs are better to pet. All right. So the Greek term, because obviously this is is herpeton, right? And then phobia. So phobia is fear or fear of.
Okay.
And then herpeton is creeping animal. So it's a
reptiles.
Fear of creeping animals. Yeah, there you go. So if you know of anybody like Indiana Jones or anyone else like that is scared.
Adam from the Garden of Eve. Big mistake.
Yeah. They have herpetophobia.
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Why did it have to be snakes?
Yes. Why did it have to be snakes? Yeah, I said that. I'm like, nothing? Really? Jake's still thinking about that fucking turd comet.
I'm also thinking about turd comet. I'm thinking about the Dixorcist priest.
Yeah.
Oh man. Let's see what else do I got. This is a little quick thing that I thought was worth mentioning, but it was like in 2024, 15 billionaires have built bunkers. What's your reaction to that? Like,
build a bunker.
Well, so Zuckerberg bought a 1,400-acre ranch and a cooler ranch on Kauai Island in 2014. But the last few years, he started finally a major construction project. But basically what happens is like he paid everyone for secrecy, but you still have to file permits. So people dug into it. They have a 5,000 square foot subterranean bunker hidden underneath.
You just got to do the H.H. Holmes, man. Just like have people come build shit and then fucking kill them too.
Yeah. Like the pharaohs, bury them with them. I'll never know how to open it.
Backfill it with the contractor bodies.
Yeah. I guess, like, do you think this is like they know something?
The tsunami cow that you're talking about?
Well, there's part of me that's like, if you're building $100 million, at what point is it weird there's not a bunker?
Yeah.
Like if he didn't have a pool, I'd be like, that's stupid. I think these just come stocked with your $100 million compounds at this point.
Maybe that's what they're building in New York.
Yeah. How big would your bunker have to
that
be?
synagogue.
Oh, right.
I'm not even really kidding you.
Yeah, that's a lot of fear recently. It would make sense,
Yeah.
motivation wise. How big would your bunker have to be to want to live?
I'd be okay with a studio apartment.
Okay, so
Like, I just need basically all I need is a place to heat up my hot pocket, go to sleep, and then make some jet fuel.
that's fine. Yeah, I'm getting out of here. No, but I always think about that. Like these people, if something bad enough happens, and like let's say your door fails and you're just like locked in there, it's like, do you really want to just be in a train car with your family for 6 months until you eat them? Like that sub, when they were like, oh, they're at the bottom there. No, they're dead. But, I don't know.
We heard rapping at the.
That was that was 100% a news reporter being like, I'm gonna stretch this story out.
Yeah. Hold on. Man, I got mortgage due.
Yeah.
I need clicks.
Yeah, I
All
think 5,000 square foot bunker would do it, and I think it's also smart to put it on an island because it's like let people know about it. Put turrets up. It'll be something to do in the apocalypse for you.
All right. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. So I've got something. I've got a little question for you. What would you do?
Okay.
Now, Jake, you want to tell me a little bit about your wedding? Obviously, it was like 10, 12 years ago?
It was more than that. It was a while ago.
Okay. So anyway,
Actually, what I'd like is
I have no concept of time.
someone asked me like, how long have you guys been married in front of Lindsay, and then they're like, who am I asking? And then they asked her, and she also didn't know. So I'm like, oh, all right. That's fine. It made me feel so much better because it's like good. It's so relaxing to be like, good. Let's not do this fucking. It's like counting beers at a party. I'm drunk. It's like, it's been a lot. So,
That's very beautifully eloquent. I like it.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's been a long time. Right?
Yeah.
Long
So tell me
enough
about
to-
your wedding, though. The wedding planning and how it was involved. What was involved.
I was extremely indifferent. And this is not me like checking out. Is like. I'm truly happy we had a big wedding. We had a lot of family there. And there was a moment where she was like, what kind of flowers? And I'm like, I really don't have a preference. And this is the honest truth.
Fucking
I really
dandelions.
am
Who gives a
happier when you're happy. Like what makes you happy will make me happier than my preferred flowers.
Yeah, I feel like women, though, they're like, what makes them happy is to ask you and then demand that they get a better answer than your indifference. And then when you finally give them the answer, then they go with just what they were going to pick anyway.
You're right. I completely fucked that up. I robbed her of like the grand, what restaurant do you want?
Yeah. I mean, like, no, I don't want that, but what do you want?
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? No. Well, where else? Okay. Where the fuck do you want?
Yeah.
All right. So, but what about like any special requests and inviting guests? I know that sometimes you'll hear like, "Hey, no adult or no adults, no children, things like that," right?
I mean, should we,
we're only doing kids and it's a fight club. Hulk hands only.
I will say there was a lot of drinking like after the wedding and before, and there was a beautiful moment where we got to the venue, and Adam got out first. And he jumped in the driver's seat and put the limo back in drive, and we went a little bit, and everyone on Lindsay's side fucking hated it, and I loved it.
Yeah. No, hold on a sec. Actually, the exact thing is I lean back like Super Troopers. I go, you boys like Mexico? And then I put it in drive. I drove like 4 feet. And then it was just like
they also had just met Adam.
A shrill screech of bridesmaids, and then a just Cheshire smiles of groomsmen.
Yeah.
Cheshire
It was a good time.
Yeah. Anyway. So with that being said, a woman on Reddit, she posted recently about her friend who's getting married, but there was a weird request for the wedding guests, right?
Okay.
The RSVP is to include $65.
Okay.
Right? Now, she went on to say, I knew she was cheap, but in so many ways, I'm not surprised. After some inquiring, she found out that the fee was for food, music, decorations, and the venue.
Okay.
Right? I mean, you guys are all married. Yeah. Well,
It's a good deal, but
$65 a piece,
How much do you normally give for a wedding?
Well, we're going to go into that.
I guess that would be like, hey, no gift, cover your own meal. I would get that. That makes sense.
All right. Well, so now the RSVP did say that any guests who want to eat at the venue will be also asked to provide extra money.
I'm a big trunk drinker guy.
I
could throw a crock pot in there
actually,
too. And be
I have to tell you, actually, like in almost okay. So listeners, here's a little life hack for you. Poland Springs, the water bottles, those just crumple up beautifully. And I fill those bitches about 3/4 of the way full of whiskey, and then you could just like smush it, take all the air out, and you crotch it, right? And you can bring it in anywhere, right? The poor man flask. That's what I call it. Anyway, so
Plenty of crotch room.
Plenty of crotch room. Too much crotch room, actually, some would say. Most would say. So with that being said, I will always smuggle booze in. Always. And then I remember at our buddy listener R, his first wedding, but he was like laughing that I was like trying to smuggle this booze, and he goes, dude, this isn't that kind of place, man. Put your whiskey on the table. I was like, what? I was like, oh, well then fucking
bang. Yeah.
Gwyneth. So anyway.
Sorry, girl.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, baby. So, but anyway, so like, you have those occasional weddings where it's like, yeah, just bring your own booze. It's, whatever. It's a city hall or
I think
whatever.
at that you were dressed as a.
Oh yeah, it was a Halloween themed wedding, so I was dressed as a Playboy bunny.
And I was a bear Jew.
Yeah, Jake was a bear Jew. Now, I was a Playboy bunny, and it turns out you can't just buy men's lingerie, so I just had women's lingerie, which is not fitting for most people. But I had all of that underneath my actual wedding suit.
Imagine that crotch booze.
And I kept saying, I was like, I had all this like tight lingerie underneath my suit. I was like, I feel like a Republican senator right now.
Where's my masquerade mask?
Yeah, exactly. Oh, so anyway, and I do want to say that the guests also sent, and they could also send an additional $100 if they wanted to stay the night at the venue. And I'll be honest with you, like, side note, like $100 for the night, like that doesn't seem so bad, right? No. But now I do have a couple quotes here. Anyway, the lady said, she goes, the thing is, I know they have money, right? Because everyone's kind of like harumphing that they're like, well, this is a super like cheap thing to do, to like charge your guests to come to this, right? But she said, she goes, the bride inherited a lot of money from her grandma in advance. They have a house. Her fiance is an engineer. They have a boat. They're currently renovating their house. So to be honest, they have the cash.
Sure.
Right? I'm kind of curious what your thoughts are on this.
I think it could be a mixed bag, because it's like, even though this friend says they do appear wealthy from the outside, they might have some, I don't know, tax lien. They might have like a cancer, something. I do sense that they are being cheap. They also might just not want people at their wedding.
I like that. Yeah, I didn't think about that part.
It's one of those, like, it's a great way to have a small get together. Maybe they want their poor friends. Not gonna be as fun. Yeah, it's not gonna be as fun.
Yeah,
but.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if it's paying for booze and whatnot, but I guess I've always been the poor friend. So to be honest with you, like I don't hate this idea.
Yeah.
But I will say this: give and take. Like in my opinion, the bride is like making it real easy for me to figure out like what to get her and her blushing new husband. Like, I'm getting them the $65 with my RSVP, because I'm not gonna like get you a gift and $65.
That's kind of thing. If it's
am I a dirtbag?
No. If it's like no gift,
you're getting, and I could see like, hey man, like, we want to have this big thing. We want it to be whatever. Like, I guess, he's an engineer. We have a boat. We're renovating a house. We don't need your tchotchke. But we want you. But it's expensive.
Yeah.
I'd pay $65 to drink with my friends.
I am remembering this. It's like at our wedding.
We do that right now, actually. Thank you, Tony. Tony normally.
Thank you. I was gonna say, like, at our wedding, I just remember this. We did have a table of a family that just didn't show up. So I will say that was like 4 plates of dinner we had like essentially paid. So
I probably ate that though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like don't get me wrong. It was enjoyed, but. So I guess I see where she's maybe come from. Sounds like she's honestly a pretty bitchin' wife.
Yeah,
they might want to retire at 45. I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, like I said, like that's if the stipulation was like, hey guys, no gifts, but we are asking you pay, like chip in for this party.
I'd honestly be so aroused at the idea of not spending like $8,000 on flowers that it would be a great move on her part. Be like,
there you go. All right. Well, do you want to end it on a catfish?
The Cat Williams fish? Or the catfish is fine.
Do you have another Cat Williams?
There's lots more. I will say, like, if you get a chance,
one.
Just watch Club Shay Shay. Just go watch it. Let me see. He really called out comedian Kevin Hart. Okay. He called him an industrial plant, alleging his success has not been organic because he's already had his movie deals when he got to Los Angeles. He basically said, quote, no one in Hollywood has a memory of a sold-out Kevin Hart show. I think he said, like, there was never standing ovations at the comedy club. He basically just shit on his whole career, and he later claimed that every script that Kevin Hart got hit his desk first, and he passed on it because he didn't basically want to have to suck a dick for a part, and he said he wanted to become a star in Hollywood while maintaining a, quote, virgin butthole, which implies a lot.
Don't we all?
It implies a lot about P. Diddy, Will Smith. Like, he took big swings, and we're talking about, to Kevin Hart's credit, he goes, you got to get that hate up out of you, and then he shared a link to his next movie. So
I want to say a couple little snippets because I granted I only saw like bits and pieces, but I did look into the Cat Williams thing, and I just want to say this. Cat Williams, he owns his own comedy tour. He pays other comedians like $300,000 to tour with him.
Yeah.
Right? He has 19 comedy specials. He's been in over 30 movies. He donates thousands of dollars, like I guess like to the point to where if a comedian, he's at a venue and doing something with a comedian and it's some up and coming guy and like the comedian gets kind of like shafted or whatever, not paid that well.
He talked about that too.
Okay, like I said, I didn't see that part. So Cat will like literally like, hey man, you did really well, and give him some money, which is like what a great thing to do. On top of all of that, like if this right here alone tells me like his heart, but he's adopted and raised 7 kids and only one of them, and on top of that, one of them is his own. So I guess 8 kids. Yeah. Right. But I mean, the benevolence and whatever towards your time and wealth and whatnot, and then also just the giant heart it takes to donate. Jeez Louise, to adopt 7 children. Yeah, like that's amazing to me, you know. So
that's why it was a weird thing. He talked about all this too, and I didn't know any of. He mentioned all the things there, so I don't know. I was intrigued by it. It was funny to watch Shannon Sharp basically be given gold, and he did a great job being like, "Oh my god." Yeah. Just understanding he's about to explode.
I mean, they called Kim Kardashian a whore, but we all knew it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's end on Catfish.
Yeah.
All right, so number 1, woman claims she owns the sun and now plans to start charging all users. Number 2, man claims squatters' rights to the captain's quarters aboard the Disney pirate ship.
Okay.
Number 3, man. Actually, let me redo that one. Man claims squatters' rights to the captain's quarters aboard Disney's pirate ship. Number 3, man claims all the change in the Bellagio's fountain fell from his pocket and belongs to him.
Okay.
You finally seeing the theme here? Fucking finders keepers, man.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, I'll read them again.
I'll
read them again.
Yeah.
All right, so number 1, woman claims she owns the sun and now plans to start charging all users. Number 2, man claims squatters' rights to this captain's quarters about Disney's pirate ship. Number 3, man claims all the change in the Bellagio fountain fell from his pocket and belongs to him.
Okay. I'm just trying. The only one I could actually like see play out in my head is a guy talking to the cops in the Bellagio fountain, just like scooping change up, and he's just like, I dropped it. This all fell out, and they're like, really? Like all this? Yeah. So I'm gonna go with number 3. That's my guess. We got number 3,
a backer.
We got a 2 and a 1.
All right. So
a good spread.
This is actually from November 2010.
Okay.
All right. Now, a canny Spanish woman has decided she owns the sun and has registered papers to prove it.
Oh, I'm way behind on my payments.
Angeles Duran, 49, says the sun officially belongs to her now, having had the celestial body registered in her name at a local notary office.
We could get this. We could scoop. We could drink her milkshake.
We can, yeah. I'm finished. So there is an international agreement which states that no country may claim ownership of a planet or star, but it says nothing about individuals, she added. There's no snag. There's no snag. I backed my claim legally. I'm not stupid. I know the law. I did it, but anyone else could have done it. It occurred to me first. Go ahead.
I know a weird fact that you can't legally own anything without a country establishing it. This was the big issue with the gold rush in Yukon Territory. For 30 years after buying Alaska, they didn't put any law in there. They didn't put it as part of the U.S. You weren't legally allowed to own.
Drink a White Claw there, man.
Yeah.
Ain't no law.
Yeah, you weren't allowed to own. So they had to set up this weird parcel system where if you found gold, you basically had to have like an auction with people there and to create. So, interesting.
I don't know, man. This is Spain. So
This is Spain.
yeah. This is Spain.
Yeah.
So this is madness.
She's like, that's mine.
Yeah.
She's like going around with umbrellas like, you fucking thieves.
So see the tango.
So everyone with melanoma is gonna come after her.
Yeah, but that's super funny. Actually, that's a really good bit. Okay, so all right, I do want to. I gotta say this because I normally I try to cut all the bullshit out, and trim the fat, but I just have to say, she said that she now wants to slap a fee on everyone who uses the sun and give half of the proceeds to the Spanish government. 20% of it to the nation's pension fund. Now, she divvied up the rest of the 30%. She said she would dedicate another 10% to research, 10% to the ending world hunger, and then she'd keep the remaining 10% herself.
Wet her beak.
Yeah. So,
Sun owners got to eat,
Yeah. No, Mr. Griffin, not my beloved. Yeah. All right. So anyway, and then the article ended. It says, for those who might be a little too broke to venture out into the sunlight and risk a large bill at the end of the day, Ms. Duran has not yet figured out how to enforce her sun charge. So there we go. Can we beat her in litigation with this, please? We already own part of the moon.
Listen, we
own 3 acres on the moon.
I'm gonna send me your info. I'm gonna send email. I'm gonna try to
slap her ass with the cease and desist.
I'm gonna try to lowball her and take that sun off her hands.
SON or SUN?
UN.
Oh man,
I got a bunch of guys in New York that are looking for stuff to do. Some legal action. My name's Jake Knigbussi. I'll see you later.
I'm Adam Master Splinter Riley.
Bye.
It's been episode 132. We're going to eat pizza, literally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah. He's a rude dude.